Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Tech Matters. Today, I have with me Allan Leinwand, who is the SVP of Engineering at Slack. Allan, welcome to Tech Matters.
Thanks, Sri. Thanks for having me.
Slack has become an overnight sensation. Can you tell us a little bit more about the history of Slack and the story of Slack?
Yeah, so I've only been here at Slack about 2.5 years, and the company's about 6 years old. So let me tell you what I know. Apparently, the team was forming a game, and the game was called Glitch. And as they were building the game, they discovered that the game wasn't going to be a success. But they found this great tool that they're using to converse about how to build the game, how to keep product and engineering and everyone in sync. And that's what eventually became Slack. And then they morphed that into this collaboration platform that is pretty much driving enterprise collaboration these days. So it's been quite a journey.
You spoke about collaboration, but one of the things that I see Slack doing for us, particularly in terms of our values at the company, is that it actually helps in terms of inclusion. So tell us a little bit about the concept of inclusion in Slack, and particularly about the fact that you're considering some new features to help with that as well.
We want to build Slack to be a collaboration system to make life more productive, more pleasant, and simple for everyone on the planet. And to be frank, you don't do that with a single cohort of people. You need to have people that build the product that represent everyone on the planet. So we've done a lot of things. We have employee research groups, or ERGs, within inside Slack. One of them that I'm the exec sponsor for is called Abilities. It's for people with various disabilities. And we spent a lot of time over the past 2 years really forcing on accessibility issues. So whether it was for sight impairment or hearing impairment or closed captions or screen readers or voiceover or all these various things, we spent a lot of time making Slack a whole lot more accessible to folks. And I'm hoping a lot of the community has seen that. It's important to us. It's important to me. In terms of inclusivity, you mentioned briefly, Sri, that we are looking at adding pronouns to profile. And I think that's another very inclusive feature that we're doing. That actually is launched or is in the process of rolling out right now. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but you're going to see it on profiles that, pronouns will be there. And we just think it's something else that sort of evens the playing field, allows people to be their authentic selves, allow them to be who they want to be with inside Slack. And we think it's important just to make everyone feel welcome.
We talked about how Slack has become the social fabric for the enterprise as well, and reactions play a big role in that. What are your thoughts about emojis in the workplace?
I have to tell you this story. So it's day one at Slack, and literally I think the third or fourth slide they show you in onboarding is, here's the 10 standard emojis we use at Slack. Green check mark means it's done. Thumbs up means approval. Thumbs down means no. The eyes means I'll read this later. So there are 8 or 10 of these standard emojis that we use across Slack, and everyone sort of has a shared meaning. And if there's a rolling eye emoji I could have had on that first day, I would have used it, because I was like, emojis? Seriously? I've come to work with emojis. My teenage daughters text me in emojis. It's kind of like hieroglyph. So fast forward maybe a week or two later, I was a pretty slow learner. But you'll find that those reactions, we call them, the emojis you stick on each message, are so efficient. Message thumbs up, message thumbs down, message green check, message I'll read that later. So the short answer is I like emojis. They're working well for me.
Tell us about a crisis at Slack that shaped Slack or you learned a lot from as a company.
Yeah, I think the one that immediately comes to mind is January 4th. So January 4th is this year we had an outage. The number one thing I tell the team is we are a blameless culture. We don't blame individuals. We don't blame teams. We don't have root causes. We have, reasons that the incident occurred. We have incident remediation action items. We ask people to be accountable for them. But the number one thing I tell everyone, it's not that we made a mistake, it's what we do next that counts. Full stop.
Allan, you've had an amazing career. Any advice for our audience in building their own careers as they grow?
It's kind of you to say, Sri. Right back at you. I think the thing that I would give advice to, and especially to young engineers up and coming, is be curious. And what I mean by that is, if there's office hours with people you want to meet, go meet them. If they're not in your group or not in your division, not in your team, go meet them. I also think that it's super important for people to think about becoming a subject matter expert in something. So I really think that if you become very deep in something, you can either live there and love it, but one thing that's super beneficial about that is once you become deep in that subject matter, try and find things that are tangentially nearby. Because I think what you find is the patterns, the technologies, the analogies, the way you think about that technology is very universal across the board.
Allan, thank you so much for being with us today.
Well, thanks, Sri. Thanks for joining me here in my office in San Francisco. Thanks for making my payments easy. I use PayPal all the time.